Meredith goes, so romantic, guys. I came down to Chatham to do the pop-up with Carl, and we were going to do it at Marie's, but your place is like fucking jamming. We couldn't even find a table in your own place.
That's crazy in there.
That's nuts. So we're at an undisclosed location, but it's a very nice set for a pop-up. So, well, we're here. We're waiting for our actor to show up.
Yeah. How many actors did you pay for tonight?
I gotta explain that. So we did the last pop-up from Pete's Tavern. That place was awesome.
Was it awesome?
Really cool. And me and Carl were having a good time drinking and just having a blast. And all of a sudden the waiter got involved with the pop-up. And he pretty much stole the show.
Yeah.
That guy, what was his name again? Ron the waiter. I should know because we hired him.
Yes.
And he absolutely stole the show. And then it turns out there was a lady who popped up on my Twitter and said she knows Ron the waiter.
She popped up on my Facebook.
And she told us, I guess she's like a low-level comic. If she's watching this right now, I apologize, but I never heard of her. And she said that Ron was...
Well, that's no way to make friends, Opie.
Well,
you just can't throw out low-level comic.
See, I don't play the game well. If I don't know her, doesn't that mean she's kind of coming up in the business? Or she's been around a while and she sucks. No,
Opie.
She was cool. She was very, very cool. And the water, DJ, see, I don't know what that means. So she told us that she knows Ron the waiter, and he's a comic, and he's an actor.
Huh.
So then, of course, the haters take that and run with it like we hired Ron the waiter to be part of our pop-up.
Right.
Because we need something to, make these entertaining?
Well, here's the thing. Let's go through the logistics of it, right? If you want to hire a waiter and insert him into a restaurant, the amount of permits that you would need to let an establishment have someone that doesn't work there, all labor laws, all those issues, to have him serve alcohol and be part of something would be extraordinary.
Would it be expensive?
It would be a lot of money.
So can we just say we didn't hire him? Why did we have to go through this whole explanation?
I'm just saying because it's just for the Reddit people.
Right.
Because Reddit gets a little nuts.
I don't know Reddit.
You don't?
I don't go there.
Do you know that I like reading Reddit because it's absolutely off the wall.
You like reading it?
I like reading it.
For the people that know, I know it's a horrible hate site that is based on the Opie and Anthony show, which is
it's a sub. No, Reddit's for everything, but there's a sub thing.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about what you're.
Right.
I know what Reddit is.
Oh, okay.
But you're talking specifically about the O&A section.
I mean, it's hilarious. There are people there so invested into hating you,
right,
that they spin off the earth. There's a whole subreddit about how to make a plan on making us not be friends anymore.
Someone sent me that. Someone might have sent me that. Carl texts me and goes, "You gotta see what they're doing now," because every day they got some weird plan to disrupt. Whether it's me, whether it's Anthony, whether it's Jim,
right.
Anyone that is associated with the O&A show, they just want to make our lives miserable, which is weird because I would assume at one point they were fans of the radio show, and then splintered off because it's not.
Well, I think what I don't understand about the haters is you created them.
Yeah, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because.
But you created them. It's almost like you ever see like those old movies on Zeus and the gods, how they created humans, and then they showed up and they killed all the humans because the humans didn't do what they wanted them to do. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Like you and Ant created these people,
these animals, these savages.
They're savages, man. I mean, and let me tell you something. I a lot of it because it's not directed at me. So I enjoy it.
Thanks, Carl.
I enjoy it because they're so crazy. That it's fun. It's fun on that level, but it does get a little nuts.
Are they fans anymore? I honestly
they
don't
have
know
to.
that.
They know everything you do.
Right.
I mean, they know everything.
Kind of creepy. So anyway, Carl sends me this text message saying their latest mission is to get you to hate me.
Right.
I think that's just going to happen naturally. I don't have the best track record.
I don't hate you. I think.
But that's their plan, right? So how are they going to do that?
Maybe they're doing it right now.
Probably.
I mean, it sounded like a really deep plan, so it's probably in the works. We're just not feeling it.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, we didn't hire Ron the waiter.
No. He follows me on Facebook now.
He's cool. But what a surprise. A starving actor / comedian in New York might actually have another job to pay the bills.
Imagine that.
Which is, waiting tables at a restaurant. But I will say this, on the last pop-up, it's from Pete's Tavern if you want to go back and check it out. I noticed he started hovering.
When he knew who you were.
You think he knew?
He's from Boston.
Right.
He sounds like he sells baked beans on a fucking pier.
Right.
Right?
He's got the best Boston
The best
accent.
Boston accent.
Right.
He knew who you were.
You think?
Of course he knew who you were.
I'm thinking he either knew who I was or us, because you're on the Food Network there, Carl, or he took a peek at our phone,
right,
and noticed like the comments were flying by. So he's thinking this is an opportunity. Either way, they're getting some eyes.
He's
on
an
this damn
entertainer,
thing. Right?
So he wanted to be.
He was hilarious.
Try your hamburger. Are you one of those people that eat all their fries and then eat their hamburger? Well, dude, tell me right now, because Reddit's right. I'm gonna start hating you. Reddit, this is how you get me to hate him. Wait a second. Did you dip the burger?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'm dipping the burger.
No, you put the ketchup on it. Son of a bitch. At least you. Oh, listen. You know what? Maybe I'm overreacting. You're eating a hamburger. I'm happy.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
I eat. But don't you think if...
Are you gonna eat that coleslaw?
I've been eating it.
Oh, okay. Just save me some.
You want to try some?
I do.
Go ahead, try that. I kind of need some water or a beer or something.
I got shots.
I see your shots.
You want one?
No. I got dry.
Me too.
But you would think if these guys were convinced that Ron the waiter was an actor...
Right.
I just want to finish this part up. Wouldn't you go to Pete's Tavern and see if the guy's working?
No, because they're just internet activists.
Oh, they don't want to know what
the
truth is.
These people don't live in the real world.
No. All right. Just found it strange.
They just want to make you mad. That's it.
Well, I mean, if you don't look at the shit, how does it make you mad?
Well, because I tell you all.
I know. I'm like, hey, Carl, how about you just stop telling me shit before I start hating you?
I think that's the plan. If I keep showing you stuff, you're gonna hate me.
No, I mean, you could shield your stuff from all that. I know people that will obsessively look at what people are saying about them. It's got to drive you nuts after a while.
It started driving me nuts.
Why? I actually know the why, but I mean, why would you look at it?
I'm probably a narcissist, you know. I think you want to know. You want to feel something like that. You know what I mean?
Why?
Okay, that's fine.
You want to feel like shit about yourself?
No, you're just so... I mean, me growing up, like, people want to... my whole life was negative. I mean, that's how being a chef and everything, all the feedback I've ever gotten, it was negative.
Yeah.
Very few times he'll tell you you're doing a good job.
Are you one of those guys you see a negative comment and go, yep, that's exactly what I think, so, and the person saying it's got to be right?
No, it fuels me. It fuels me to prove them wrong.
Why? They don't want to be proven wrong.
I know, they don't.
They got an agenda, and that's it. They're going to stick to it.
I
used to really fight back, and I'm like, oh, these guys don't want to hear shit.
Right.
So then when you realize that, you're like, all right, you could kind of move on with the whole thing.
You should check it out the fire.
What? It's a nice fire.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't that beautiful?
It's weird because I was thinking of converting.
You're converting to gas?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But it doesn't open.
No, this one's grandfathered in. They don't have gas fleets that high anymore. The new fire codes now, they have to run under a certain BTU. This is an old one. This one's not legal anymore. The new ones, you can really tell they look fake. Nothing but trouble. Yeah. Just use the regular, because the wood smell is delicious. Oh, you're not that old. Stop it now.
I'm tired of looking. You know what else I like about it is if the power goes out.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't you tell us more about things you like?
What was that?
Opie likes fire too.
Yeah, I love fires.
I do too.
Yeah.
My son was coming over
All right.
Okay.
but so now I can run it.
All right.
And I can.
Okay.
Push a button.
All right.
Anyway.
That's it.
I just had to get up. It was like, the doors are
Yeah.
now I know what.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's what it is. What are you gonna do?
Actually, the interior was nicer.
Yeah, the interior is
yes. More about the fire, please.
Oh, people like Fireplace.
Huh?
It's all about fire. It's all about ambiance.
What was that? No one heard that shit. There's a lady that wanted to check out the fireplace because she's converting from what?
From wood to gas.
Wood to gas. And you're telling her that I didn't even know that was a gas fireplace
That's
until
a
you
good
just
one.
said that.
That's a good one, but they're illegal now because it's too much fire. It's a full-blown like inferno in the middle of your
Oh,
house.
wait, they don't let you put a...
That size flute, that size
Right.
gas, you can't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now they're all like blue and like boo, like
Nah, I didn't know
yeah, yeah. That one's out like Matt Lauer.
Would you like to talk to her a little more
No, I'm
about
done.
fireplaces?
I'm done. I got wrapped up in it because I'm in my town. I got to be nice.
Oh, that's right. I don't live here.
You don't live here.
I forgot.
You could be like doing jerk-off sounds and so I can't.
We're in Carl's hometown. So, what about Matt Lauer? I heard you say Matt Lauer. Bro, did you have any idea?
I got to ask a question.
Yes.
So now you just get accused and you're fired. How does that work?
No, I think the complaint was pretty ironclad. That they.
So what do their
realized-
lawyers look at it and then they say, "Yeah, dude, you're done." They have to research it, right?
The guy was making what, $25 million a year. So the complaint must have been pretty fucking tight. You know what I'm saying? Or they use it as an excuse to get rid of his huge salary. I think. I mean, the rumors were he's been a dog this whole time. You heard about his button?
No.
You didn't hear about his button?
What's his button?
So he has an office that...
Not true. Fake news.
Fake news.
They all, in 30 Rock, all the executives, all their offices have a button. It's built in. All of them have it. All 30 Rock execs have that.
What, just in case there's an active shooter or something?
No, just to lock the door, privacy. And some of them, you hit the button and the shade, and you get blackout shades. All one button.
And so this is fake news?
Fake news. They're just making it. The button does exist, but it's
Right.
not the Matt Lauer button.
Oh.
All the offices have the
Because the
button.
story came out, it was a button.
Yeah.
And he could lock down his office.
Yeah, which is
and then,
incredible.
And then pull his pants down. Which
Yeah,
he,
I saw it.
Which
It's like
he did a few times.
I saw they said the rape room button.
Right.
Like relax.
Well, he got his office out of the way. So he was in his own section that was really private, and then he had
Other fake news.
Supposedly
More fake news. You, out of all people, Opie, where was your office? It was in the corner away from everybody. You don't want to see anybody.
My office was in the hallway.
Exactly, but away from everybody.
Right. Oh, so
When you reach a certain level of celebrity, you don't want to be bothered by the minions.
Right.
You don't.
I remember those days. I remember being. I remember being somebody. And now we're talking to an old lady about fucking fireplaces.
What are you talking about? I'm helping a local resident. That's all I'm doing.
It was too much.
It was too much. I apologize.
It was too much.
I ruined the pop-up.
It was too much.
You know what, though? She was free, not paid.
But what a shock that was when they said that Matt Lauer's gone. They told the staff like late Monday night, and then Tuesday they all go on TV, and then what's her name?
Meredith?
No, Guthrie or whatever. I forgot her name.
They all look like Meredith Vieira in different ages.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. But she was just acting surprised and all that. If Matt Lauer was doing half the stuff,
How you doing?
hey man, that's.
He might want to talk about the fire. Opie. I'm just saying. He's wearing a fireplace sweater.
Perfect spot.
We
Beautiful.
were talking about the fire.
Yeah. Anyway, she was acting like she was completely surprised, but they all must have known that he was a dog.
Listen, they've all been complaining about him since Ann Curry. All those women hate Matt Lauer.
Right.
They all hate him. There will be, within the next year, there will be almost no live TV with men on them.
This is going to be TV in the future.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, there's TV in the future.
No.
That's
You know what's
TV in the future. It's
you know
just going to
what's
be a
funny?
fireplace.
So I'm in California,
right.
and I'm in my beautiful hotel room. Thank you, Food Network. Beautiful room, right? What are you doing? Why are you doing that high? That's...
Instead of put ketchup
I understand,
directly
but
on the
that's
burger.
so aggressive.
It's not aggressive.
All right.
Go ahead. I was listening.
So, burger looks great though. By the way, you got it the right temperature. You did everything right today. Besides, leave the lettuce on it, which is fine.
I hate lettuce on hamburgers.
Oh fuck it! Why? That is the worst thing you could ever do.
Because it always comes out wilted.
Just get rid of it. Look how sloppy they gave you that red onion.
And
they gave you the core of the red onion. That's too. It's too much. Oh, I'm upset now. Get all that out. Get it all out. Get it out.
And my onion has pink eye.
Get it all out. Get it out. Get all that. Get the pickles out. Get the salad bar out of it.
Look at the shitty tomato.
That's not a tomato. That's nonsense.
Shitty tomato.
Get it out. Get it out. Get these out too.
Love pickles.
All right, eat those. Eat those on the side. Those are bread and butter pickles. They should be on the side.
Oh, I could save on the carbs.
No, what do you do? No.
Saving on the carbs.
The worst. All right, so I am watching. Can you put the bread on top of that, dude? I can't do this. Literally. Put your bread back on. I'm going to cancel the whole pop-up.
Is your OCD kicking in?
Yeah, you got to put the bread back on. Stop it. I'm sorry, dude. Fucking... Dude, I don't want to touch your bread, bro.
We don't touch.
I can't watch someone eat a burger like a mental patient.
I'm going to throw it in the fire.
That's even better. Fine, at least that's funny. But what you're doing isn't funny. It's scary.
I'm just saving on the carbs.
Fuck you.
Save myself for dessert. Go ahead.
I don't care anymore.
What are you saying?
So, I'm watching a movie in my beautiful hotel room in California, which I miss right now with this weather, and I'm watching Wonder Woman, the movie Wonder Woman,
right?
And I'm watching how they live on the Amazonian women, and I'm talking to Maria on the phone. I'm like, Wonder Woman is what TV is going to be like in the next year, where it's just like dudes are completely gone,
and just women on TV.
It's just going to be women on TV.
Boy. How's your, dip? Dip?
No dip.
You got some nice dip. Do it. Dip.
You're the worst.
So Matt Lauer's done. Came out of nowhere.
We're all done.
Think we're all done? Why?
Dudes on TV are done. If you watch, any TV these days, as opposed to 10 years ago,
right,
it's completely ridiculous. No one's saying anything edgy or fun, or nobody's trying to push back against the establishment. Everything is smothered by politically correctness.
Yeah, it's extremely safe.
And one thing that I hate.
What I love about it, though, it's extremely safe, but then in their offices, Matt Lauer's walking around with his pants down.
Right.
And giving out sex toys as gifts.
Is he really?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, unless that's fake news, too.
That could be fake news.
Didn't Matt Lauer get hit by a deer once?
The what?
Didn't Matt Lauer get hit by a deer?
Oh, my God. So, a lot of people don't know this story. He, in the Hamptons, a certain part of the Hamptons, I was out there, and it's 2009. And Matt Lauer, it was sexual harassment or not, one insufferable dick to live around or near. Right. I mean, you want to talk about an elite, I'm better than everybody, that's Matt Lauer.
That's what we heard over the years.
I mean, he is, back in the Hamptons, he's hated. He's hated by other unsufferable dicks.
Right.
Like the guy on the street that he lived on, which everybody hated Matt Lauer. Right?
That's tough to do.
I mean, now you think about the Hamptons, right? They're the richest of the rich, the most elite people in the world. They would have petitions on Matt Lauer. About his helicopter, about whatever he wanted to do.
He was that rich, he had a helicopter?
No. In his contract,
right,
he made NBC commute him via helicopter from the Hamptons in the summer.
Really?
So it was an NBC helicopter. So this shit wasn't like a little, what we call buzzbirds,
Right.
in and out. This thing was like Airwolf from the 80s. Airwolf would come and pick up Matt Lauer.
Dude, you're...
Like, you know, like the helicopter with the landing gear and shit? You're like, what? Are we being invaded? What the fuck is going on here?
First of all, you knocked the
shit.
You knocked the camera when people just told me. I just looked at the comments for a second. They're like, Opie and Carl's arm show. You weren't on camera.
Oh, really?
Because you were hitting the table on our Mevo camera. Now up to a Mevo camera.
Oh, that's funny.
It twisted and you weren't even on camera, but that's hilarious. So he comes in and out like Airwolf.
Airwolf. Brrr, giant fucking camera.
What was that actor's name?
An Airwolf?
Yeah.
Here, come talk to
Here,
us.
come.
He turned out to be a complete lunatic.
Who's there?
You guys
no, you
sit
gotta sit
over
here,
here.
because we're on a video.
We're on a video. I like the sweater.
That's a good sweater.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the guy who was
But you got to talk into
the
that.
lead singer of Airwolf. Yeah, that's right.
No, not the lead singer. Airwolf.
The lead actor. The lead actor in Airwolf? Who was the lead actor in Airwolf? It's a show I never watched.
You never watched Airwolf?
No.
You watch Airwolf.
Help me out. Who's
And
the
then he
lead
used to be
actor?
on Howard Stern all the time, or Howard used to talk to him about why he
Oh,
turned
Howard
into
Stern. He doesn't
such a
want to talk
lunatic.
about. He doesn't want to talk about Howard Stern.
All right, we don't have to. I was just
Do you like Howard Stern?
yeah, like I'm
Do you
kind of
still
grew
listen?
up with him.
Do you
no,
still
not
listen
at
to
all.
him?
Not really.
Who do you listen to?
Sometimes Bill Burr podcasts.
Yes.
Bill Burr is funny.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta go eat salad with my mom.
Oh, that's your mom with the fireplace?
She's a nice lady. All right.
See, aren't people nice? Aren't people nice?
Yeah,
in
look
this
up the actor of Airwolf. 'Cause
Aren't
I
people
forgot.
nice in this town? Opie?
They're wonderful when they're not talking about fucking fireplaces.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so what happened with the deer?
So he goes on this little bike ride. He's got a bike that looks like. Can I get another beer and 2 shots of Jim Beam?
Yes.
What do you want? Do you want something to drink?
I want
You get him a water.
a water to start.
Something, right? Yeah.
Well, I had strep throat for a week.
oh,
so I'm
okay.
still getting
do you
into
want
it.
like a hot tea or something?
Fundraiser time.
Don't mention hot tea while we're doing this.
Oh.
You want to be on camera for a second?
I'll be right back. Oh no, I'm
No.
keeping the coffee cup. I'll
All
be
right.
right back, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beer, 2 beams,
Got it.
Beer, 2 beams, and I'm not
And,
getting a hot tea with lemon
and some
honey.
Pedialyte for Opie.
My whole family was sick for Thanksgiving.
Huh?
The whole family was sick. We decided to do Thanksgiving for the first time this year. It was awesome. And I didn't need to call you once. How about that?
I'm insulted.
How about
I'm
that?
insulted.
Why?
I think Reddit just found the way to make me mad at you.
Why?
You wouldn't call your friend the chef to help you out?
We had old school family recipes.
Good. You
the
know what?
little
That's
knowledge
great.
that I had.
Good.
I didn't need you, Carl.
Good job.
Because you're like me. Like when I used to, because most people are now married in my world. Every wedding I went to, people would ask me if I was going to go up there and DJ. So I bet.
wait. Wait, what?
I had an aunt who thought she was hilarious. And then we'd be sitting around, and she would tap me on the shoulder and go, "Hey, Ope, why don't you go up there and show them how it's done?" Yeah, that's the reaction. Thank you.
I hate it. I hate her.
But that's the reaction I was going for.
Right.
It used to drive me nuts. I'm like, you idiot! I haven't played records in 20 years.
So I was.
Your Mevo battery is critically low.
You got any solution to that?
I got this.
Quick, just get Jan Michael Vincent in the show.
Oh yeah, Jan Michael Vincent. Of course. Of course, Jan Michael Vincent.
I got a charger in my
I'll be
car. You
honest,
want me to go-
Jan Michael Vincent on Howard Stern show was very entertaining. Is there a plug right there?
No. I'll go get a charger. I got a charger.
No, I got this.
Where are you going to plug that in?
There is a plug all the way over there.
What, you want us to move our whole operation?
Move the operation if you need
All right,
to.
let me see if we can move the operation.
All right, so then I'll do the pop-up in the meantime.
Go.
So let's talk about drinking during lunch. What you should do during lunch
Did you
is...
want to take any plates out of the way? Or are you still
No, he's still eating his
Okay.
hospital hamburger
That's
because he
fine.
wants to not eat it with the bun.
I'll leave it.
Yeah, I'm so upset with him right now. I have no idea. So see, when you're this close, here's Carl's pop up now. You should always have a backup. Whenever you're at a restaurant that people don't drink as heavy, you should always order backups of everything because that keeps it going. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I got us.
What are you doing?
Huh? I got us.
Where are you going?
I'm plugging in over here now. So where were we? Jan Michael Vincent was the main star of Airwolf.
You know what was great though was so anyway, Matt Lauer. I was telling you about Matt Lauer,
Right.
about being a dick when he lived in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Hold on. Matt Lauer went out on his little super secret bike, like his little crazy bicycle.
Like a Lance Armstrong type of bike?
Worse than Lance Armstrong. This thing must have been like 10 grand. It was 15 grand. It was crazy. Crazy bike. And he had like all the equipment on. He looked like Tour de Douche, this fucking guy. So he goes on his bicycle and a deer comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And tramples the fuck out of him.
Really?
Not only
blindsides him?
Blindsides him off the bike, but then, like, I don't know what was wrong with this deer. You know what I mean? But this deer starts hoofing him in the face, hoofing him in the balls.
He obviously knew who he was.
Didn't like it. Maybe he sexually harassed the deer. I don't know. It's the Hamptons. Anything can happen. But it was so funny because all the neighbors, literally, ambulances are there, everybody comes out as like Rudy clapping. And now I'm not going to tell you where it is, but you know where it is in the Hamptons, right? I told you where it was. These people run the show there. They tell the cops what to do.
Right.
And they were bring animal control out to go get this deer because Matt Lauer wanted its head.
Really?
And they said, nope. It was being natural. The deer was being natural. You just leave it alone. Matt should know better. That's how hated he was. That's how hated he was that the whole street, which is 3 people, you know what I mean? Hated him so much.
How great is that? He got taken out by a
But
deer.
what it did to him was unbelievable.
Right. What kind of injuries did he have?
It broke his face up.
No.
Yo, he was out for a while.
Can I get an article on this?
2009, Matt Lauer hit by a deer.
I'll have to Google it. That's great.
His people did everything they could to make it go away, but it wouldn't go away.
Right.
Because the people that saw it are more powerful than him.
Gotcha. So, before the battery, yeah. So we did Thanksgiving for the first time. Without your help, it was awesome.
You say that like that's like you're proud that I didn't help you. What I would take it as I would want you to.
Oh. What would you have done differently? I know how to make turkey. I know how to make mashed potatoes. Sweet potato.
How do you make mashed potatoes? Seriously, how do you make mashed potatoes? I'm gonna Chuck Willery. How the fuck do you make mashed potatoes? Go ahead, big mouth.
Well, we got this contraption that peels the potatoes. Do you have that?
What's his name? Javier what?
No, it's a machine. It's awesome.
You have a machine that peels potatoes.
You put the thing on, right? You spike the potato on it, and then you put the top on, and then you push the button, and it goes
fucking boo. So you don't peel the potato?
It doesn't get the top of the
Are you
bottom.
doing this with like a velvet crushed cape?
No.
Do you do this holding a scepter? How the fuck don't you peel a potato?
Wait, you're in the restaurant business and you've never seen this?
We peel potatoes.
It's an electric, way to peel potatoes.
Okay,
And
let's
it's-
make believe.
and it's fun for the kids.
Let's make believe it's fun for the kids watching some machine.
It's fun for the kids and a washed-up shock jock.
Oh my god! It sounds like you're in Rocky IV when he had to when he couldn't fight anymore and he had that big robot.
Right.
So okay, chef.
So that's
Step
good.
2.
All right.
Mashed potatoes.
All right. So now I peel the rest by hand.
Oh, so you still have to like
Just
sub peel.
Just the tops and the bottoms.
Okay.
They don't have the machine figured out where they could get the tops and the bottoms. I bet you they're working on it though.
5 is alive.
So then I wash them, and then I broil the potatoes. Is that bad? So far, so good. And then I drain the water.
Okay.
Put a little butter in it.
What's a little butter?
Honestly, it was like a half a stick.
How many potatoes?
It fed about 8 of us.
How many potatoes?
I don't know. Like,
How many times does the machine go zzz?
probably close to 20 potatoes.
20 potatoes, half a stick of butter.
Right.
What hospital was this?
And no cream, no milk, nothing.
Those are awful.
No. And then I told the people, look, if you want, some more butter,
If you
or
want
salt,
flavor
pepper,
or you want to be happy.
yeah, then you take care of it yourself. Is that bad?
Yes, Opie.
Why is that bad?
It's a ratio should be 1 to 1.
What's 1 to 1?
How many
Meaning
pounds
what?
of butter? How many pounds of potatoes?
1 pound of butter per potato?
Per pound of potatoes.
Oh, per pound of potato. All right.
It should be almost like butter soup.
I understand.
Do you know how good that is?
Yeah.
Its nipples pop. Everybody pops up.
But we try to
It's Thanksgiving.
We try to eat a little healthier though, Carl.
Not on Thanksgiving. Oh,
Oh, you're right. Our pies were a disaster.
what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened with your shitty pies?
We simply didn't know how to do it.
Why wouldn't you call me? You know me, you know Abscon Shelley, you know all these
Right.
people. We'd be willing to help.
The outer shell of the pie was...
Bro, I would have drove out. You know how...
It was a disaster, and then we're rolling in with the rolling pin, and it's sticking to the rolling pin, and then
You
we're
didn't
adding
put flour on the rolling
We
pin?
tried all that. It was a disaster.
So it was too tacky. It's called tacky. The dough is too tacky.
Oh, really? So then...
Really?
I don't know. So then I had to put the dough in the pie dish with my thumbs, like this.
You're supposed to blanket
No,
it
I
on?
didn't. We didn't have a blanket. I had a pile of shit, and I had to get into the pie tin. So I was taking.
But if the dough doesn't stretch out, it's not going to make a pie.
I was taking individual pieces off the pie,
No.
putting it in the pie
You're
tin,
doing plastic surgery.
and going like this with my thumbs.
That's disgusting.
And then our pie crust was black.
What?
not 100% black, but there was there was problems with it, right? And then I find out that my kid who was helping us was drawing before he helped us with the pie, so his hands were filled with magic marker, and that got into the
Do you people hear this shit?
got into the pie crust.
He's dead fucking serious. I just want to let you know, Opie is dead fucking serious. I honestly, I can say it like a rich white person. I have never. You got the little tartar with the magic markers?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then me and my wife looked at each other. I'm like, when we cook it, whatever problem this could cause, I'm sure it'll go away. It's a true story.
I believe you 1,000%.
It's a true
Oh,
story.
you're so skinny.
So
I'm glad you didn't call. Seems like you had it under control.
the pies were a disaster, but everything else came out great.
My Thanksgiving was alright until one of our fans sent me strawberry moonshine. So I get to my mother-in-law's house, and I had it all set up. I had a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle I was going to bring, an Angel's Envy. I was going to bring an Angel's Envy rye, which is great.
Right.
I had great stuff. I forgot it all at the house. My wife drove, so we get there, and I'm like, all right, you guys got any whiskey or bourbon? Nothing. There was just white wine there and Coors Light. So
Even I,
so I'm
think that
sitting. I'm
sucks.
sitting there,
right?
and my wife's family is mostly women, so they have like a karaoke thing set up in the other room. They can't just wait. They can't wait to go sing with each other.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
What songs do they sing?
Just lesbian prison songs. I don't know, right?
The Indigo Girls?
Oh my god, like Galileo, like it's awful.
You know an Indigo Girls song? I would have went with Closer to Fine.
Oh, Closer to Find is good. I dated a very prominent lesbian.
Really?
She was a big DJ during the white parties in Miami, and I turned her.
Really?
Huh?
I was going to do this.
Yeah,
See.
it's like your pies in Thanksgiving.
Very nice.
She was awesome.
So you only had the strawberry moonshine?
So my wife goes, and she sees that I'm absolutely miserable.
Right.
Because I need alcohol to just to talk, just to walk at this point. You know what I mean? So she says, there's a jug of strawberry moonshine in the car, because that's where I put all the mail, right? So I said, okay. So she brings
You
it.
put the mail in your car?
Hey, because it comes to the restaurant.
Oh, so you just throw it all
I
in the
throw
back
it
of
all
your-
in the back of the car, and then I go through it.
Gotcha.
So what's the matter?
The cat. Let's try this. Go ahead, continue.
What are you doing?
The camera's a mess. This whole thing's a mess.
Is it a bad pop-up?
I don't know if it's a bad
I'm
pop-up.
having a good time.
I'm having a good time too. All right. Go ahead. I think that'll work.
Oh, stop hitting the table.
Yes, Carl.
Well, I didn't know that.
Go ahead. So your mail is in the back of your car.
So she comes in with this strawberry moonshine, and I try to be like, my wife is nice. She tries to like involve everybody.
Right.
She's like, let's all do a fun Christmas shot. Meanwhile, she knows it's just to stop everything in my head, right? It's for me to stop, so I won't break the windows at my mother-in-law's house.
It's
Or
never.
I won't kick the dog, or I won't scream, or
I was going to say it's never fun for you.
it's never.
It's never fun. It's all about burying those fucking memories.
Exactly. I drink like a Vietnam vet. You know what I mean?
And everyone's like, "Ooh, let's have a fun shot." And you're like, "Make it go away.
I want it to stop.
Make it go
My
away."
life sucks. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, so they go, and then my wife, she's an angel. She's like, everyone gets like this much. I get like a solo cup of moonshine, and I'm just like, all right, everybody, yeah. Boom! And then it just all goes soft, and all of a sudden, I'm just flying around in my Pegasus. I can't be happier. Nothing bothers me.
You're in your happy place.
My aunt or whatever, this lady Ida, she's Marie's mother's sister. She makes the best Christmas cookies in the history of the world.
What makes them so good?
Well, she's all real ingredients and whatever. But I'm gonna post it. You can go to her house in
I
Jersey.
don't care. What makes them good?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
So you can eat these. She can go to her house in Jersey City and buy it. She sells them $40 a tray.
Wow.
But
What's their specialty? What?
What God, dude? Each one is better than the other. Glorious.
Okay.
But this year she made chocolate-covered Oreos, but she made them herself and designed them into like. Let me tell you something. I'm hammered on moonshine, and I got Oreo cookies all over my face, and I'm feeding the dog chocolate. What happened? I didn't touch the table.
You stop touching the table.
You got it?
I think so. All right, I'll move over a little. Move over a little. All right. You just knocked the table again.
I'm a big guy, man.
All right, go ahead. So you got Oreos all over your face.
And just wasted.
Yeah, on
Just
moonshine, strawberry moonshine.
Delicious. I had a great Thanksgiving. That was good. What does the camera keep on
I
moving?
don't know. It's driving us insane.
I'm fine.
How's that?
Oh, look at you, Opie. You look good there, huh?
There you go. From a huge XM studio to a smaller one to a
Oh, I did it again.
repainted
It's
one to a
huge.
restaurant. It's this cord. Oh, we might have to stop this thing.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love this shit.
The camera doesn't know how to focus on mediocre.
You get roasted for your camera, and you're so excited about this camera, Opie.
Move all the way over.
Opie,
So at least we can finish this up.
oh, that was really funny.
The camera loves Carl. Yes, I should get the hint. The camera loves Carl.
Thank you.
All right. We should wrap this up. Oh my God, what
Why?
a mess.
We had a great time.
It's half an Opie phase. Huh? We're getting roasted.
Why, is it that bad? How long have we gone?
I don't know. I have no idea. I only ate half my burger. So, but then Thanksgiving we all got sick, and I got strep throat, And then I gave strep throat to my blue-collar father-in-law from Philadelphia.
Oh, my God. Tell me about that. How fucking pissed was he?
He wasn't happy. Because we decided we wanted to do some fishing because it was the end of striper season. So, but it was.
How'd you do, man? You did good.
I crushed it. The last 2 weeks of striper season, I caught between 12 and 15 stripers.
Right.
2 keepers. The rest were they're called schoolies.
Right.
They're about 18 to 20 inches.
Right.
And keepers they have to be like 28.
I gotcha.
28 and above. So, but I crushed it at the end of the season. And my father-in-law came up from Philly for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, hey, why don't we go fishing? Close enough. So we went fishing. I get strep throat because it's fucking freezing out there on the ocean.
Was it?
And then...
it's more the wind now, that wet wind.
Oh, no, it's the wind that comes off the ocean, and it's brutal.
What do you wear to get away from shit like that?
Pretty much the same shit you would wear skiing.
Right? It's like ski clothes, right?
Yeah. So he texted me was it yesterday or 2 days ago? He goes, how you feeling? And I go to my wife. I'm like, he's asking me how I'm feeling. He's a blue collar guy. Those guys are tough as fucking nails, man. They don't give a fuck how you're feeling, right? So I was suspicious. I'm like, why is he asking me how I'm feeling? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, because he started getting the scratchy throat. And
he wanted to see if you were dead or not.
He wanted to see how long he was going to have this
Right.
shit. And then it came in yesterday that he also has strep throat. So, sorry. Gave my my father-in-law, who's a big mother tough guy, I gave strep throat. So, yeah, we got to get Vic Henley here.
I miss Vic Henley.
So do I. He had a big win with Auburn, so he's very, very happy.
Oh my God! I put the War Eagle up on my Instagram. People went
nuts.
And I don't get a lot of nuts anymore because I've been blocking a lot of people.
It's just the best way to do it, right?
I've been told by the uppers at the network. Let's just leave it at that.
Right.
You got to get rid of a lot of the trolls. They're
Well, I'd rather focus on the people that are cool.
no,
with
just
what
for
we're
me,
doing.
for advertising purposes and stuff like.
Right.
You can't be like, "Hey, I love this hot sauce," and someone else is like, "'Cause it fits in your asshole." Like, it's hard to sell something. It's hard to monetize anything. If every time I'm like, "Hey, man, this guy's restaurant's really good. I got cancer there." Like,
Right.
you can't. I know that they want to be funny. I know, and they are funny, but I have to.
But there's a
transition.
fine line between going for the joke and obviously just.
There's people that are
pure evil.
There's people that are grandfathered in with me,
Right?
That from the beginning that I got to know them, and some of them are the worst of the worst. From Slice to MJ to Taft Chipperson to fucking all these people, they're a nightmare, but they're my family. They've been there from the beginning, and and they're fine. They say some shit though. Like I'm sitting there. They're like, can you do me a favor and not retweet this chef's, tweet? I'm like, why?
Right.
I thought we were friends. I like me and that. He goes, yeah, but 9 out of the 12 responses on your side were she has a giant cunt. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck. Like,
So talking about this, I'm sure it'll all just go away and they'll do what you want.
No, they won't. But I don't expect them to.
I'm getting crazy hate from that damn cake stomp video. You don't know the cake stomp video, do you?
Nope.
You really don't know about it?
Don't know it. I never watched it.
Well, the video.
I watched it now because it pops up on my thing over and over.
Well, I got
that's just you, and you have like your little Zach Morris haircut.
AT&T is giving me text messages that this is costing a fortune because we couldn't hook up to the Wi-Fi. No, the cake stomp video. So I got word that my Facebook page was just destroyed. They found my Facebook page. I guess the video went viral in the UK. I have to deal with this at least 2 or 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year.
Right.
Where the video will pop up somewhere else, go viral.
So
in
walk
that
me through
area,
this video. Just walk me through it.
And then, all right.
When was it?
2007. I'm getting shit for something I did 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
So what'd you do?
Well, how do we begin this? So most of the people have heard this story, but basically,
I saw the video. I don't know the story.
Well, that's the problem. And that's the biggest mistake. It's one of the biggest mistakes I made in my career because before I give you the whole backstory, about 5 years ago, I was going through some videos.
And you put it up?
I was putting up stuff. It's the dumbest thing ever, but I was putting up stuff from the past on my my YouTube channel. Like, the time I did baby diaper mustache.
That's
the time I did this and that, and then I saw the cake stomp video. So I didn't think anything.
Are you gonna eat those French fries?
No, I didn't think anything of it. So I put it up on my YouTube channel. Next thing you know, it rockets to the top of Reddit. It went.
My boys on Reddit, I love them.
It went.
They're so on the spectrum.
It went crazy viral, like not little viral, crazy viral.
Right.
Where I had to shut off all my social media for a week, and then when I turned it on a week later, it was still horrendous.
Would you ever do with me and you? We should do an open Q&A on Reddit.
Oh, Jesus.
Opie, how awesome would that be?
All right, we'll do it.
Let's do it.
We'll do it.
Just me and you. Here we go.
Or we could do it on our pop-ups.
No, but in Redditville. Just let those guys just unload. They'll be fine. It'll make them, it's therapeutic for them. They're probably all autistic.
It'll make them happy.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to do it. Me and Opie.
That's not a bad idea.
I think it'd be fun. Just get it all out there.
Right.
Just let it, like, that's what I do. I just let it, now I just block people that aren't funny. Like, if you want to, if this guy's like, your wife has big fat tits. That's not funny. You're being gross.
Right. Well, he was trying to be funny.
But that's not funny.
No. So I put the video up on my YouTube channel thinking nothing of it because I know the whole story and the whole backstory. So I'm like, oh, this was one of those dare I say highlight of the old radio show. And boy, when you see that video out of context, you can't really defend it. So when these people see it for the first time, they don't know what year it was from. They don't know the backstory. They don't know anything. They just think I'm the biggest piece of shit and I should die.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, fuck. And then I took my version of the video down, but there's so many versions now out there, it's impossible to avoid. So I appreciate the people out there that help me and they try to tell the backstory. But like I said on Facebook today, it's like trying to fight off a tsunami with a sponge. You know what I mean? Like there's a few people doing the right thing and trying to explain this, but these people don't care. They just want to spill their hate and wish horrendous things on me.
The homeless dude was part of the show.
Yes. So back in
Did you pay this guy?
Every day.
How much did you pay him? 100?
Me personally? Hundreds.
What, just give me a number. 10,000.
Back then we were pretty much printing money. We all had money that we would throw at him.
And you'd throw money at him.
Yes.
And he knew you
yes.
as the guy that gave money.
Yes.
So I've been homeless. I was homeless for 3.5 months, which doesn't seem like a long time.
Right.
But it is a long time. So if someone... Did it do it again? That's you, dude, that's doing that, not me.
I kicked the cord.
See?
That's the first time with the Meva. Go ahead. So 3.5 months.
3.5 months. If someone came up to me when I was homeless and said, here's $100, I'm going to fucking stick a cake up your asshole. I would have been like, this is the best day of my life.
Right. Of course. Well,
but that notwithstanding, you pay this guy every day. So you did this video. I saw the video, but all I see is like these little gift clips of you stepping on this cake, right?
And it looks horrendous. And it looks like we don't know the guy. It looks like it's just a complete stranger.
So let me get...
let me walk you through just the basics of it.
Yeah, walk me through it.
All right, so back in the day, like 2007, we did 2 radio shows. We did one on regular radio.
Right.
And then we did the second half of the show on Sirius XM. And what we had to do, because the 2 companies wouldn't work together, we had to walk from one studio to the other every day.
Right.
So we got the idea, if we're going to do this every day, we might as well broadcast the walk. So it became a massive thing where people would wait outside K-Rock at the time, right? Knowing we were coming out of the building live on the radio, and they would do the walk, which was about 2.5 blocks to our other location.
Right.
It was like a rolling, like a rock show basically every day.
Look at
what?
That dude's wearing moccasins.
What's wrong with wearing
I want to be
moccasins?
rich like that to wear moccasins.
Oh, is that a rich thing?
That lady is very wealthy.
How do you know?
Well, because
You want me to ask her?
husband used to be the mayor of the town.
You know this?
I know
And I was making fun of her?
Yeah.
With the fireplace? All right, so listen. So every day...
Moccasins. I want to wear moccasins. So go ahead.
Every
Homeless
day,
guy.
every day was like a rock show. Like people would wait out K-Rock, walk to Sirius XM. There'd be drinking and smoking and it was just a blast. We would stop in restaurants. Back then, Rich Voss would stop in a restaurant and do impromptu stand-up.
Oh, I heard that. That was really funny.
And everyone got...
How is Rich Voss? He's all right.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
You haven't?
Nah. But anyway...
I like when he goes on Twitter. He yells at people on Twitter like he's by himself.
Yeah.
Like it's not even Twitter.
You can't take it.
He's like, listen to me, you cunt.
You
And
can't
I
take
love it. I gotta tell you, I love Rich Voss.
He goes off on Twitter.
Goes off on Twitter. Rich Voss, it makes me cry. I mean, literally cry when he's like, he goes, I know who you are, you dirty cunt piece of shit. And just the way that he talks, I could hear his voice and everything.
Right.
I mean, I literally internally chuckle the whole time.
That's Voss for you. Anyway,
So he did these stand-ups, which were awful.
Oh, no, they were great.
No, I heard one that was like where he bombed.
Well, I mean, you're putting him in a really tough position.
Oh my god! But he was like angry that he was bombing. He's yelling at the people. Like his crowd work was insults.
Yeah.
Like I hate you, I hate you, I hate
And all
you.
they're trying to do is have
And
breakfast.
that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They're just trying to have
He truly
freaking
is
breakfast.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea. But every day was something new and crazy that we would be doing on the streets.
Great, guys.
And
You
people
guys
would
are
be drinking
vanguards.
and smoking, and people were hooking up. It was crazy. Some days we had like 100 people follow us.
And
So,
how long was the walk?
Like I want to say like it was long blocks, but let's say like 2 to 2.5 city blocks.
So 7 to 12 minutes of insanity.
Well, no. Some days it was so much fun. We would just stay out there for a half hour to an hour and just fuck around with the people. So Andrew, the homeless guy from the Cake Stomp video, he set up shop. It was on 57th Street around 6th Avenue. I don't remember exactly anymore. And he didn't know us from a hole in the wall. We come by, gave him money, talked to him. So this became a regular thing where he isn't stupid. The homeless people, especially in New York, they're not stupid. They're like, wait a minute. There's going to be some days 100 people.
Well, you're looking for the
walking
rush.
by.
It's like a river. It's like you're an animal looking for something to eat, right? You go to where the water is.
And you
I
know,
I've
out of
been
these
there.
100 people, and because we're broadcasting and stuff, people are going to give money.
Some of my friends are the best pickpockets in the business. That's what they look for. They look for that river. Like
Right.
it's going to be from this time to this time to
Yeah.
be a bunch of dummies.
No, the homeless people got it, and they knew also that our fan base was very generous. So every day they were handing Andrew money. The coat he's wearing in the video, we gave him because he needed a coat. And he just, long story short, he became a part of the radio show. We would talk to him every day, fuck with him. He would fuck with us, and it made just great radio. And, the day of the Cake Stomp, I felt like, because he was part of our show, that I could do something a little outrageous to get a little reaction out of people. And I also knew that he would be totally okay with it because we now have a relationship with the guy. And on video, because it's all you see is me jumping on the cake. And look, I'll explain another 100 times. People aren't going to listen to this shit. But I jumped on it knowing he's going to be okay in the end. And people then were like, oh, you think it's okay to jump on his cake and just throw money at him? It's like,
But
no,
it was-
we were giving him money every day
But it
regardless.
wasn't his cake. It was your cake.
No, he got it out of the garbage can.
He got a cake out of the garbage.
Yeah, a Starbucks cake. But people are like, that's not the point.
Wait a second.
Which I
Wait a
agree
second.
with.
You got a Starbucks cake. He got a Starbucks cake out of the garbage.
Yes.
So
And then he offered us some. Because we were,
So
we
he
were all
offered
friendly.
you. I would have kicked that thing 100 miles down the street.
Oh,
Do you know what a garbage can looks like in New York City?
right. So, jumped on it, got the reaction, and thought nothing of it. Without all this backstory, you put that video online, you can't defend it. But people think that like I walk.
listen.
People
First
think
of all,
I walk around New York. Let me make this
2000s
point.
yeah.
Sorry, because I'm now getting all fired up. People think I walk around New York City just fucking with the homeless and jumping on their stuff. No, it was part of a radio show, which I thought. No, I do know that the guy was part of.
So 2007.
That's 2007. This happened.
Anything that you watch today on YouTube, TV, or anything from 2007 will be completely insensitive and insulting to half the
No
population.
matter what, right?
The amount of people from other countries that have come here, the amount that we've evolved as far as what's funny and what's socially acceptable in 10 years is incredible.
Right.
Fucking incredible. There's stuff that I can't say today on real TV that 10 years ago the
acceptable.
weatherman,
Yeah,
the weather,
of course,
was saying.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There's things you can do, skits. You watch Saturday Night Live.
Right.
People always say, "Oh, Saturday Night Live's not funny anymore." It's because you're not funny anymore.
Right.
Because society's not funny anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, the people that say that SNL isn't funny anymore are the people that hate that they're making fun of their guy.
Right.
People don't have a sense of humor about their guy anymore.
Right.
And I've said this a million times. Back in the day, you know, SNL has always leaned left, obviously, but the late night shows and stuff, they would make fun of both sides, and everyone was cool with it, like whatever.
You can't.
But now, if you make
the country's completely separate.
Yeah, but they can't take a joke
But
about.
but in 2007, like for example, like now you have people getting in trouble for sexual harassment stuff that was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Let me tell you something. I was a chef in New York City 15 years ago, or a line cook 20 years ago. People had their dicks out all fucking day. It was the life. I mean, Benny Hill was on, fucking this was on. I mean, you know, Lloyd Lindsay Young on the local news in New York, fucking making pussy in faces. Like it was what we look at now is insanity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially you go to drive-through and watch Blazing Saddles.
Right.
Like so it was so crazy. And you were part of a show.
Yeah.
You and Anthony were, your job was to be as out there as you could. So you were actually dealing with a society that was more hip than it is now.
Well, and also we were doing it for entertainment.
Right, it's funny.
I don't live my life like this. No, half the shit that was on the radio, we don't live our lives like that. But we knew we were entertaining people that wanted some like shocking, cringy stuff.
It's cringy.
And it turns out, like with Andrew and the Cake Stomp, we talked to him. There's a video on YouTube somewhere where we talked to him a week later, and it's so obvious if these people would do their research how cool he was with us a week later, and how cool he was with the fact that we did that day. And then we continue to see.
As someone that was homeless once, I'm not homeless anymore, obviously, but $100 or $500, fucking, you can step on whatever you want. Plus, he was part of a bit. Dude, so imagine how many people gave him a tip because they knew who he was.
Every day, because then, you know, he became a star because people that knew the O&A show, they're like, when they did the walkover, they're like, that's Andrew. That's the famous Andrew. So yeah, they were giving him extra money. And then other homeless people, because the word got out, started camping out on our route.
Imagine that.
Camping out because they knew that our show and our fan base
would talk to homeless people
and would take care of them.
Right.
At the very least, people were pulling out a few dollars every time they
as
walked
opposed
by.
to like when we used to work in Midtown and they used to do they used to call them sweeps. So this is the funniest thing you've ever seen with homeless people in New York City. So during the Giuliani times, whenever they would be like you would have like a comedian or a celebrity or anybody walking down the street, they would do sweeps.
Right.
They would call. And these are all, what do you call those, broken window crimes? What do you call those? You know that thing?
Scofflaw.
Yeah, scofflaws or whatever.
Right.
They would send in the NYPD and they would sweep the fucking street. And they would take these homeless people and fucking literally just grab them like a sack of garbage and throw them into a car and not take them to a shelter, literally like 3 blocks away, just be like, you're fine. Look, we got to do a show here.
Yeah,
we have to do a movie here.
Right.
We have to do a commercial here. And they would sweep these guys. Right. You know what I mean? And I saw it. I don't have to go to any newspaper. I saw it my own. Just walking through New York City.
Can you imagine trying to move a homeless guy now?
You can't.
Nowadays? Oh my God.
No, it's like moving. It's easier for you to knock over a Christopher Columbus statue than to move a homeless person.
But Andrew was our friend. He was a part of the radio show. I mean, like I said, explaining this again all these years later isn't going to do a lick of difference because the video without context is brutal. And I have no defense for that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad that people are so offended by that, but it's simply
They don't like
it's
it.
simply not what they think.
All right, so
Simply not what they think. But,
10 years ago, you could do a lot of shit, Opie.
well, these people, these social justice warriors now are downright scary because they're not just going after stuff that happened like today, yesterday, a week ago. They're going back and finding the shit that's really old and saying they don't understand at the time it was okay. And they're like, that doesn't matter to me. This is wrong, and I'm going to do whatever I can to spread the hate for you. It's scary. Especially if you're a shock jock. The amount of stuff we did over the years, indefensible in the year 2017.
Your whole show would be, you'd be in jail for what you did for 20 years, for what you do now. It's unbelievable. You watch TV now, it's unbelievable. I was watching Cindy Adams today on local Channel 5 Fox affiliate, right? Cindy Adams is a columnist that, nationally syndicated. And she's sitting there, and she was like, first of all, the whole news was all women, right? And they were like, well, are you shocked by this? And she's like, people have been doing this for 100 years. And it ends up, this woman, Cindy Adams, nationally respected. Right. You could tell the hosts were appalled by her because she's talking from another time.
Right.
She's like, yeah, girls, get what you got to get, do what you got to do. This ain't going to stop. Right. It's just going to get quieter. Like, and the women were like, don't you think this is a turning point? She's like, for Matt Lauer, it is. Like, she doesn't, like, she knows that the world keeps on going. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And it blew my mind. It blew my mind. That blew my mind this week, the Matt Lauer thing. The second one was Eli Manning.
No shit.
I gotta get out. I gotta say something.
Go ahead.
I want everybody to know.
I'm gonna be on the same page as you. But go ahead.
I was a Giants fan till yesterday.
And how about this? Just to add to this, never a Giants fan.
I will never watch another Giants game. What John Mara, first of all, being a detached, rich piece of shit, and letting happen what happened to Eli Manning.
For the people that don't know, they benched Eli, and they're moving Geno Smith up. Who the Jets had.
I had dinner with him.
I'm a big Jets. I can't say huge, but I'm a big Jets fan. And I never liked the Giants, but what they did at Eli Manning
proves everything I was
brutal.
Suspicious.
Why not let the guy finish out the year? It's not going to make a difference if they lose the last.
I hung out with Jeremy Shockey back in the day when he was a Giant, and we partied hard. I mean, to the point where someone must have died around us. You know what I mean? But he told me that the Giants were a shitty organization. Right. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, Jeremy, that's just you because you're injured. You know what I mean? Because you think like a fan. You're like, oh, whatever, man. Let me tell you something. I will never, ever walk into that stadium. I will never give them another $1. I will never do anything. John Mara and that bum coach that they brought to do this to the New York Giants is disgusting. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. That guy is a lunch pail athlete. He shows up every day, no matter how bad it is. Everyone's injured. Everyone wants to dance on a boat. Everybody wants to make believe they're peeing on the sidelines or fucking fighting with a punt return net or do whatever the fuck they want to do. Meanwhile, that guy is working every fucking day. And that piece of shit, non-winning garbage coach decided to do that to Eli Manning. I won't wear anything. I won't talk about them. This is the last and first time. I don't talk about sports, you know that. I hate him. I hate Mara, and I hate what they did. They deserve everything bad that's coming.
Don't forget, he won 2 Super Bowls for you, too.
And half of the people that are in the Giants organization, and some of them my customers,
right.
The only reason they're there is because Eli Manning won those 2 Super Bowls. Right. Because they've never won at anything in their life. They're a bunch of unsuccessful front office piece of garbage people.
It's Bush League, man.
Bush League
it's
shit.
Horrendous. And like I said, I'm not a Giants fan. But fuck,
that's
a bad
done.
look.
I am done with the Giants. I was wearing a Jets jersey the other day.
Bad luck.
I imagine that. I can't. I want nothing to do with them. They're done with me for the rest of my life.
I hear you, man.
They're done.
Should we take a few questions before we get out of here? We got it, Carl.
That was funny.
Was it a little wordy?
I'm sorry.
We got it, Carl.
That was funny. We got it.
That just gave me the hiccups.
That was funny.
That gave me the hiccups.
That made me laugh.
Enough of this palaver. Goat. Who's goat? Eli, do you think?
He's not a goat, but
Tom Brady's goat.
Tom Brady's the goat.
40 years old and having a sick fucking
He's going to win the Super Bowl
a
again.
sick fucking year.
He's going to win. The bookies aren't even looking at it.
You think the Patriots win again?
Yes.
You think he steps down after that?
No.
No, rumor has it he wants to play until he's like 45.
No, because now he's playing against his age.
Right.
That's the biggest ego, is to defeat mortality, right?
Right.
Like when you're that big, you want to prove to yourself that you can be a champion.
You think he's paranoid about concussions though, with all the studies coming out with the CTE?
He's too rich to care. He could be stupid for the rest of his life.
You don't think he gives a fuck?
I don't think he gives a
The
fuck.
second half of his life, he's
I don't
gonna
think
have a shitty memory.
I don't think someone that competitive cares about what you care about.
You know. Speaking of which, I'm watching a documentary on the enforcers. You watch hockey?
Yes.
And the enforcers, the guys that they're pretty much on a team just to fight.
Right.
And there's a whole art to it and everything.
The reason the enforcers keep the injuries down in hockey.
How do you know this shit?
I know.
You're
Because
100% right.
I used to do a restaurant in New Jersey.
Right.
And Scott Gomez used to come in, Stevens, Marty Brodeur, all those guys.
And they would tell you this?
And that was a thing that everybody knew. Like, you know, if you have a bad enforcer, everyone gets hurt on your team.
You're 100% right.
Huh.
So what you learn is there's actually
Fighting keeps everybody calm. If you could fight in the NFL, there would be no problems.
I can't believe you know this shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I only learned it like this week. I was watching this documentary on Netflix. I forgot the name of it, but it's about hockey enforcers. And they said there's leagues in Europe where they don't allow fighting, and the injuries are way worse.
Yeah, everybody gets hurt
Because
you fight through the play. Right. But in hockey, everybody plays good hockey. When you get out of line, here comes some guy skating like
Right.
you know, Tebow
Right.
next Friday with the bicycle,
Yeah.
and he comes around the corner.
Right.
Because they take a shot.
Yeah, because they like in the
Yeah.
NHL, if you have a cheap shot or a shitty hit, there's repercussions.
Yeah.
And
Next
now
thing you know, you're scraping your teeth off the glass.
now you're gonna have to fight a goon, although they don't like being called goons.
Oh, they're goons.
No, there's goons and there's enforcers.
Right.
The goons are the guys that come up from the minors. Their whole job is to come up for a day
And disrupt the game.
and beat the shit out of someone, and then they get rid of them. The enforcers, the guys you remember, like Ty Dome,
Scott Stevens.
those are the guys.
Scott Stevens.
that were in a lot of.
When I met him, he was like 6. I don't know, 6. I'm small, so I'm 5'8". Everyone looks giant to me.
Yeah.
But when he shook my hand, his fucking hand, Scott Stevens' hand, and his face and his neck were like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah. So
Like he just looked like a mean. He looked like the lead singer of Metallica, but that played hockey.
with a lot of just scars.
Just scars
and
and
everything is all calloused.
fake teeth.
But the enforcers are the guys that can fight and also have hockey skills. They do have skills. They might not be the fastest on the
Scott can
ice.
play.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so in the European leagues where they don't allow fighting, way more injuries. They also say that Sidney Crosby, the reason why he has so many concussions is because he doesn't have an enforcer on his team. Because what happens is...
They beat him up.
They beat the shit out of him because they know there's no one else, there's no one that's going to take care of this shit, right? They,
Like real life.
they,
That's how I deal with enforcers all my time.
Still okay over here?
I'll take another beer, a shot of Jim Beam. You want a beer, Opie? Have something. Have a Stella. Can you give him a Stella?
I'm gonna have a, do you want a Stella?
Give him a Stella. It's not even beer. It's
Well,
not
Right
even beer.
there.
what kind of beer you
I
have?
have Stella Blue Moon.
Do you have something with fruit in it?
I have like a pumpkin ale. Do you like that?
Yes, get him that.
Yeah, the pumpkin ale.
Yeah,
Alright,
get
it's
him that.
Jacko Traveler.
And
I'll
a
be right
diaper.
back. Okay.
You two have ADHD. Not really. I did this for years on the radio. Then you get around to it, and they're calling him Cindy Crosby. I'm not a big Crosby fan, but the guy, he takes a lot of fucking hits and he has a lot of concussions. And like I said, they think it's because he doesn't have an enforcer on the team. This is how important enforcers are, which I'm learning from that movie. When Wayne Gretzky was traded from the Edmonton Oilers to the LA Kings, you know this story
Yes.
too? What was
I
it
love
gonna say?
enforcers. Go ahead, tell the story.
You don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Wayne Gretzky goes, look, I'm not doing this trade unless I can bring McSorley with me. which was his number one enforcer.
I thought you were going to talk about his sandwich chain in Canada.
No. So Gretzky knew he was fucked if he went to the Kings without McSorley to protect him. Because that was McSorley's whole job. This guy is like, they call him, not pretty boys, there's a name in hockey where they call those superstars, whatever. But, McSorley's whole job is to make sure Gretzky stays healthy and safe.
Huh?
Yeah. And then I'm learning about the concussions, and a lot of people think that most of the concussions in hockey are because of fighting, and it's not true. It's from the hits. And one of the number one ways you can get concussed is if you get hit in the gut. Did you know that?
No.
Because when you get hit in the gut, your head still goes whoa, 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 and that's your brain rolling around hitting the inside of your skull.
Wow.
So they said you don't have to get hit in the head to actually get a concussion. You get a body hit, and your head will still go like this
just
inside and jiggle.
Jelly heads.
So they said, obviously, fighting has caused a lot of concussions, but it's they think a lot more people get concussions from just getting hit in hockey. It's a great movie. I forgot the name of it, but
yeah, but in regular life, you need enforcers.
You think?
Absolutely.
Imagine if everyone had
I get a lot
enforcer.
done because I have enforcers. I can, you cross me, for the watch business and stuff like that. If you get weird, shit's gonna get fucking weird.
Shit's gonna get weird. All right, we got any questions before we get out of here? I need my glasses. I had to host a radio show for college the other day. Took a lot of inspiration from you and Aunt. Oh, look at that.
That's very nice, Opie.
That's very nice. And now I'm in a restaurant doing pop-ups with Carl.
Killing it.
So you can see what your future is,
Yeah,
too.
this is your future right here. You look good, though.
I'm all right. Like I said, I was sick for a week, but concussions were made a bigger story due to the Benoit tragedy, not necessarily hockey. Tragedy caused awareness. Yeah, I think you're not wrong, sir. Ooh.
Alright, look at this. Alright, this is pumpkin ale.
Look at that.
Tobacco Traveler.
Thank you.
Right. Were you all done with that one?
Yeah, I'm all done with all this stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah,
Alright. Anything else I can get for you?
wow, that tastes like pumpkin pie.
It does, right? I know. I said we should do like brown sugar or like cinnamon and sugar on the rim.
Yes.
But I was denied.
Really faggot.
There you go.
I was
Cheers.
denied of the privilege. Thank you.
No,
so
no,
much.
no, no,
You're
don't,
not paying.
no, no,
You're not
don't
paying.
take that.
You're not
No,
paying.
because they'll kill me. You paid last time.
What are you talking about?
Don't
Just
take
give me
that credit
$100
card.
later.
You want the cash. All right, I'll give you
I want
the
the cash, bro, because Marie doesn't give me money anymore.
Dude, you see the mess we left behind? My coat's way over there on the floor. All the other shit we brought is over there. Fuck them. Anyway, is that it? You want to just turn us off, have a beer?
Let's have a beer. Answer some questions.
I think we covered it.
We covered everything. We even talked about sports.
The future is Manning playing for the Browns.
You hear that? We talked about sports. That's when Barstool Sports takes over Faction Talk in a couple months.
Is that what you're hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
Is that the rumor over there?
I know people.
I got a little scoop. Yeah, I got a scoop. I might have a.
You make me laugh. Just wait you talk. Makes me laugh.
Why?
I got a scoop.
I got a scoop.
We're in the corner of a restaurant in New Jersey. I got a scoop.
Look, I gotta be careful, but I'll say this because we said it on other pop-ups. I was unfairly fired from Sirius XM, as you know.
Yeah.
You saw the video that they're claiming was the reason I got fired. The problem is the company never saw the video.
I never saw the video.
You never saw the video
Nope.
either? I thought I showed you.
Nope. You showed Sherrod, and that's it.
Not many people saw the video. So I knew I was unfairly fired.
Yeah.
And my lawyers...
I like that.
Lawyers.
Z.
And I spell it with a Z.
Oh my God.
Lawyers.
It must look like a lunch at Yom Kippur.
Lawyers. They went to Sirius. They weren't returning our calls. So my lawyers, which is bad business, by the way. You got to return calls from lawyers, right? Don't you think?
They didn't return your lawyer's call?
Nope, not for a while. So then they finally got a message. God, this is where I get in trouble.
Don't do it, dude.
This
Don't.
is
It's a
the
lot of
stuff
money.
I should shut up.
Don't say nothing. Let me say it.
No, I'll say I could say this. So because I want people to know I was unfairly fired, right? And they want
It's
to
so weird. Like, am I looking at this camera or am I looking at this thing? And why is it always red?
I don't know. How's the picture? This is our Mevo camera. This is much better quality, right? And it wasn't through a Wi-Fi. So my lawyers sent them.
Move on, haters. Who's that? Brian Fernandez. Oh, he's a Spanish guy.
Are there haters in here?
He's a Spanish guy. He probably didn't, his mom didn't make him lunch
No,
today.
he's one of ours. He's telling the haters in the room to move on.
Oh, I thought it was like
No, he's
Spanish
one of
people
ours.
hate me on the Food Network.
We got more and more people on our side. I like it.
We have a
somewhere.
side?
A little bit. Not,
Okay, good.
Meaning on our side, meaning they like what we do.
Oh, good.
Not picking sides with all that other horseshit that's going on out there. Anyway, so my lawyers send one of these letters like, "Yo, you better get back to us because Opie is going to sue you." And he's not just suing for the money you owe him. He's suing you for all sorts of stuff.
No shit.
Yes. Like, one of the things was a hostile work environment because when they...
I'm sorry.
Why is that funny?
You just sounded like a teenage cashier at a Bed Bath & Beyond. Hostile. Wait a second.
And thank you guys very much. Were you all finished with the food, or do you want me to?
They want to know if you're cute. Can you come in here and just like say hi?
Yeah.
Don't trip on the
Oh
wire.
my God! Don't make me nervous.
Just come over here and say hi into
All
the
right.
camera.
Aw, hi.
There you go. That's our waitress.
Oh, there.
She's very
She was
nice.
Oh my
wonderful.
God! Oh,
She was
that's
very
that's
good.
actually really nice.
Is that nice?
Right?
It's
Wow.
good quality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're big stars.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Not
All
anymore.
right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day, okay?
All right.
Opie was in
Enjoy.
the
Take as
pastry
much time
business,
as you
the
need.
homeless pastry business.
Do you like the pumpkin?
Yeah. I was hoping you recognized the name.
She doesn't care.
Doesn't give a fuck.
She doesn't give a fuck about you.
Anyway, so why are you laughing at hostile work environment?
Opie. Honestly, you can say a lot of shit, but hostile work environment, like, is such a light way of saying everybody hated everybody.
Right.
Everybody was in a hostile work environment, except the guys that manufactured it.
Can you make that point?
What do you mean?
Everyone hated each other there.
I've never seen anything like it. When I walked in, and I'll tell you guys this is the truth. This is
This is the
complete.
good stuff.
This is complete. Has nothing to do. You don't know anything about this because I've never even talked about it with you.
Right.
The first day I walked in with Guy Fieri, so I was just a regular peon that was setting up a cooking segment.
Sure.
Roland Campos came up to me and said, "All right, we're going to do it this way." I said, "Can we do it this way?" He goes, "No, we're going to do it this way. You don't understand. Jimmy hates food. Anthony is probably hungover and doesn't want to be here. And Opie's a dick." This is.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3.
One day I'm gonna live that down.
The first thing they said to me,
Way to go, Roland.
and I'm not even a celebrity. You know what I mean? Guy was a celebrity.
Right.
So guess what I did? I downloaded Guy. I said, Jimmy hates food. Anthony is probably hungover. You know what I mean? Doesn't want to be here. And Opie's a dick. And Guy turns around and looks at me and goes, "That sounds like every fucking place I go. Fuck it, let's rock and roll."
All right.
Like, that's what makes Guy a superstar.
Right.
He can give a fuck. He's going to overpower you anyway.
But like, if you're the booker of a
I'm telling you, that's the first
but if
conversation
you're
I had
a
with
booker of
Roland.
a big time radio show like we were, no one wants to hear that shit.
That was
why would you
that
put
was
your
my
people
first,
on our show?
That was my first introduction to you guys.
This fucker says 3 out of 3 correct.
And
I do have a nice side.
And from there, I kept growing. And then I remember I met Jimmy, like, regular in the hallway. And he was like, "Hey, Carl. Hey, Jimmy."
Right.
I was like, all right, nice guy. You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, that was funny." Or,
Thank you so much.
Okay. And then I met Ant. And Ant's like typical Long Island, like hates you till he loves you.
Right.
He's like, angry Cuban, you do that food thing, I'll get out of my way, nice guy.
Right.
And then I met you, same fucking thing.
Good.
Great. You were great. You were great. And you know what? You're the only guy that said to me, good job, but. And that's when I realized maybe that's why people don't like you.
Well,
You said good job, but you want to get a little closer to the microphone so people can hear you and talk a little bit louder because you're on the radio, brother.
Right.
And then you walked away.
Right.
So you gave me good and
A little help.
and I thought that was the best thing in the world
Some people
because you talk like a chef. Like that's how we do it. Like, oh, nice little apple pie, you fucking dummy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But maybe next time you want to. That was the beginning of everything.
Some people think it's constructive criticism.
I thought it was.
Others think it's autism.
and then we met, and then that's how we met, and then
This much on the spectrum. This much.
and then I realized a pattern where you would invite me on the radio. You started inviting me on the radio, and I remember right before the first time I went on the air with you, Jimmy was off. He was like touring, and you were, because Roland would not book me with Jimmy on because he said Jimmy hates food. He's embarrassed me in front of countless chefs, so I'm not doing it anymore. That's what Roland told me. There was a big blow up with this chef called Dominique Ansel who invented the cronut, and Jimmy fucking tore into him, which I thought was funny. But him being a French chef, he didn't get it. He thought it was insulting. So then that's that's when I learned the power of Roland, where he could isolate whole groups of guests from the show, and that's when I got wise to it on my side. I said, "Holy shit, this guy has so much fucking power here."
Right.
As far as the guests, I've never saw anything like it. Like it wasn't tethered to upper management. It was just him having this power.
Well, I think Roland was delusional because I think he was seeing stuff that was simply not there.
I'm assuming this is
Yes.
I'm sorry you had to pick up all my stuff.
No. I didn't want anybody to walk on. Do you want me to get some of this out of your way?
Yeah, the burger was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, that was good. That was good. The baked potato was phenomenal today.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed
I
it.
really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
We really enjoyed our time here.
Beautiful.
We did. It was very good.
So,
Good. You're all set.
and I do have to defend Jimmy a little bit because, what are you going to do with the cronut?
I thought it was one of the funniest bits I ever heard.
Because Jimmy went after him.
Jimmy went after him. I thought the way Jimmy went about it was funny, and I know Dominique Ansel. Imagine that. Like he's like God in the food world. But funny is funny.
See, here's the problem.
Funny is funny, and Jimmy got him straight between the eyes. But then it started this whole campaign of removing food, and that's when I realized one thing at Sirius XM, where Roland was controlling this large swath of celebrity, right? And he could hurt or help a show by giving them guests or whatever. So, me being a businessman, I said, wait a second. Let me be friends with this guy. You know what I mean? And then we did the first episode of Roland's Food Court.
Right.
And I brought a bartender and this and that because I knew that him not being a social animal, not being a person that can go out and meet people. You know what I mean? Like if you saw Roland like out in the street, you would call the cops. You would think he was planning a letter bomb somewhere.
Let me grab this and bring it all together. So, when you bring Dominique Ansel in with the cronut, like Roland and you, but here I'm going to tell you the difference in a second. So Roland and you take your food extremely serious, right? And then you got Jimmy, who's going to try to make comedy out of everything in front of him. That's his job, of course.
That's his fucking job.
So Dominic, I would assume if it was handled properly, would have understood that.
He didn't.
No, but I'm just saying, because you can't just have a guy on bragging about the cronut and think that this is amazing radio. What in the hot seat where we were, we got to try to make it funny or interesting.
That's your job.
So Jimmy decided to go after him and this and that.
And Jimmy did a great job. I mean, and just laid him out.
But Roland should have understood that Dominic was getting a lot of important airtime, and then talked him off the ledge after the appearance.
Right.
Now, the difference between you and Roland is, although you take your food very seriously, you understand the funny angle of all this.
You got to be funny in life.
Right. But for Roland was just delusional and was too paranoid that we were going to like beat the shit out of our guests. You know, it was always, for the most part, good natured. You know what I mean? So if we are beating the shit out of you, no, it was though.
I mean, for the most part, if the guests
unless
knew
you
what was
were
going
a
on.
dick. If you were a dick, it wasn't good natured anymore. Now it's like, fuck you, we're going for your jugular.
Who's the biggest dick?
Oh Christ! I can make. I don't feel like burning any bridges.
Really? You don't feel That's a first.
Biggest dick. Probably the guys I worked with. Let me think. So back to the hostile work environment. Because people want me to get back on track.
I can't.
So if you weren't listening a while ago, which is fine. So the lawyers were blown off. My lawyers were getting blown off by Sirius XM. I was like, there's no way I'm getting fired for this bullshit video that was nothing. My lawyer said it was G-rated. So they were calling Sirius XM. They weren't returning their calls. The lawyers finally gave a nasty...
You got some serious lawyers. Like I saw.
Yeah,
you know how I'm a fan of lawyers?
No, major.
Like you had the dream team.
No, major. Waiting.
You would have crushed XM.
Waiting and ready
They couldn't wait to litigate.
Waiting and ready to go because they're like, screw just going for the salary they owe you. We're going to go for a hostile work environment. And I'll stop there, but there was a couple other things. Because as soon as they made me sit in the hallway until Howard Stern passed by, that was a hostile work environment. And I was thinking, if you want to play, we're going to play. You know, I'm not typically that type of guy. I'm like, whatever. I'll try to make this funny or interesting. But as soon as they fucked with me like that, I'm like, all right, well, then this was a hostile work environment. So my lawyers finally wrote him a letter and said, look.
Your lawyers were the best of the best.
They wrote a letter and said, look, you're ignoring our phone calls. Opie's ready to sue you. And they're like, well, let's see the video. So now they're seeing the video for the first time. The video that
they saw it.
The video that I got fired for, they never saw. They finally had to tell my lawyers, can we see the video? And so my lawyers gave them just a taste of the case. Like, oh yeah, we're going to show you the video. But we're going to show you this, this, and this. A whole bunch of stuff that I'd rather not say right now. And
I love shit.
Wouldn't you know?
You know I love lawsuits.
Wouldn't you know they called back immediately?
Immediately.
And said, I think we want to move past this. Was the language they used.
Wow. Good for you, man.
So that's my scoop today.
Someone's buying a Ferrari.
So we'll see what happens.
Someone's buying a Ferrari.
If I get
zoom.
If I get
Beamer. Who's got the keys to my Beamer? Who am I? Remember that reggae?
Can we see the video?
After the lawsuit, yeah, you got to post it.
As soon as I get that big fat check and throw a big fat party somewhere, yes. Roland did be fucking dirty, bros. I just said bros.
You said bros. Bros before hoes, right? That's the thing?
I almost made it the whole time without saying bros.
Why, you say bros a lot?
Roland did me dirty. Did me dirty. And him being delusional really fucked up a bunch of things over there. He's talking shit behind everyone's back.
Oh, he talks about everybody.
All right, Carl.
Did I tell you what he said about...
Cheers. Oh, you want to continue?
No, I can't talk about this, but I'll tell you later what he said, what he's got about Jimmy.
What?
It's bad. Go, shut this off.
No, you can't do that.
No, I'm going to tell you the story later.
What he said about Jimmy?
No, what he's got on him.
What he's got on Jimmy?
That's
I ain't going down that road.
It's a bad road.
I'm trying to move on from all that shit.
I hope so. I hope so, man.
No,
because
I've been trying to move on, but everyone fucking keeps dragging me in. It's like, look, you know, we did 20 years. We put out amazing content. You know,
that was one of the funniest.
We didn't.
Opie, and I say it to everybody. Opie, Jimmy, and Anthony are three of the funniest radio people I've ever heard in my life.
Thanks, buddy.
A lot funnier than Howard Stern. I never thought he was funny.
No, say it, Carl. Cheers.
Cheers, man. And stop with all this shit, man. Like, just the...
Oh, yeah, that's going to work.
Everybody should stop with all the rumors and innuendo.
You just started a rumor.
I didn't start anything. What did I start? Oh, the Jimmy thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was nothing. No. If you guys want to hear that, I'll tell you right now. There was there was an episode where Jimmy said that Roland was gay or something, and he said he was holding it over. He was keeping that to use for management if Jimmy ever tried to get him fired. That's all. That's all it is. It's no big deal.
So Roland was always collecting shit on.
Yeah,
everybody.
he was just collecting. It's dude. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound like that. I just thought it was silly. I didn't think it was real.
You're telling the truth?
Yeah, telling the truth.
Don't get me in trouble because I
No,
got
no.
problems with that.
Like
company.
he just collects things that people say on the radio to try to hurt them in the future because he's always scared of losing his job. It has not. No, I'm sorry. Why? It got weird. I didn't read the.
No, it just pisses me off because, I thought I was really close to Roland. I knew him for 13 years. You only knew him for a few.
But I knew a few. But he was. Listen, I got to tell you something. You go to Christmas. You go to New Year's. You go to Thanksgiving with my family. And then you turn your back on me. I got nothing but spit for you.
All right, can we go now? We're babbling. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Roland has worth breath. Bye.
What's wrong? Who has worse breath? Roland or Carl? I sat this close to Carl the whole time. I got to say, the breath was all right.
Not bad, right?
Not bad, brother. Congrats. Chris said you had bad breath.
I do sometimes from the party.
Chris turned up the pop-up at the mall, goes out of nowhere, just says the Cuban has bad breath.
Did Chris really say that?
I was too scared to tell you.
Really? I didn't see. That's why you kept asking me if I saw the pop-up. You motherfucker. Chris Stefano? That motherfucker.
You don't have bad breath. You want to breathe in my face to prove it?
No, now I'm fucking weird. I'm insecure now. That motherfucker.
Yeah, we all have a bad
I gave him
day.
a piece of my carrot cake one time on the radio.
We all have
all
a
right,
bad
Chris,
day.
I'm coming to see you.
All right.
Motherfucking Chris Stefano. God damn it.
All right, guys. Thank you. This was a lot of fun as we continue developing the pop-ups. And after Christmas, maybe we start podcasting. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. Follow the Cuban on the Twitter, Carl Ruiz. And what? Instagram. Sabor Chef. Sabor Chef.
He really said that shit, huh? Chris Stefano?
He meant it in a good way.
That doesn't sound like a fucking good way at all. How the fuck does that mean a good way? How the fuck is that a good way? Can you explain that to me for 2 fucking seconds? So Chris Stefano's in a giant pop-up, and he's just fucking running his mouth about my breath?
Just quick.
Just everything he says is quick.
I think.
I feel it's hot. I feel it's cold. Oh my god.
I think you ran out of things to say.
So he's gonna crush me like that?
He crushed you. Carl with the over 20% tip. Nice, buddy.
Huh?
Holy shit, you're nuts.
She kept the room clear for us. She did.
What is that? That's just about 50% tip.
Yeah, that's how you tip it. See it?
All right. Tipped $60 on 113.
These
Guys,
people
we're
work
battling.
hard, man.
Thank you. We'll see you on the next pop-up. See you online. One beer.
Chris Stefano really said that?
Yeah,
I gotta watch this shit now.